rail fans, and welcome to French Fried Trains. It's Saturday, July 31st, 2021. We headed out mid-morning down to the bridge to try and catch some trains. We waited about a half an hour before this first train would arrive. A CSX manifest train coming across the bridge, led by an ES40DC and a CM44AH rebuild. And check out this old Canadian National boxcar. And a string of shiny new gondolas here. And here we see an old Wisconsin Central boxcar. These gondolas are covered with big lids. I wonder what's inside. And some more Wisconsin Central boxcars here. And a shiny graffiti-free TTX rail box. It's rare to see these without graffiti. Here's a Chicago Northwestern hopper car. And finally, the end of the train goes by. About 15 minutes later, another one snuck up on us. I barely got the camera up in time for this one. A single ET44AH leads this train, one of the early production run versions with the squared exhaust instead of the later triangular version. This was a loaded iron ore train. And of course, this big heavy train has a DPU, an ES44 ACH. Soon enough, the end of the train would go by. In just minutes after the tail end disappeared, we heard a horn off to the other side. We had a Norfolk Southern train coming. Check that out. We get an awesome horn salute from the engineer, with an ES40 DC leading, followed by an SD70 Ace and an AC44 C6M. Even hooked again at the other side of the bridge for us. And the lid on this tank car is open. This train wasn't that long at all. In about a minute and a half, the tail end goes by us here. After that, it would be about a half an hour before we would see anything else. And another epic horn salute from the engineer here, as this CSX Autorack train comes into town, led by a single ET44AH, this time with the later triangular exhaust. And he's around the bend and into downtown Dayton. This Autorack train was a monster. It took 8.5 minutes to go by us. So we're going to be skipping most of it here. An interesting character painted on the side of that one. And some car covering graffiti here. About 6.5 minutes in here, and we have a DPU, an ES44 ACH. And some more car covering graffiti here. This one's got a paper airplane painted on it. And some aliens painted on this one here. And finally, the end of this monster train goes by us. After he passed, about 25 minutes, maybe half an hour later, we had another train coming up behind him. A big intermodal train heading north, led by an ES44 ACH and an ES40 DC. This train was another absolute monster. It took him just short of 10 minutes to go all the way by us. The intermodal containers just keep coming. About 5 minutes in, and it's still going here. And a bunch of empties here, made up of different types of well cars. We're about halfway through the train now, and it turns into auto racks. And check out this old Conrail boxcar. We've even got a third locomotive running DPU, another squared exhaust ET44AH. And finally, 10 minutes later, the tail end goes by. Well, folks, that's all for this episode of French Fried Trains. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there, rail fans.